So today's video, I wanted to talk about crypto. So thank you for stopping by and checking out my YouTube channel. My name, of course, is Dratlaw44. Now, basically, all I wanted to do is kind of go into a little bit more detail about crypto and just explore maybe a little bit of depth with him, because maybe, you know, sometimes I feel like with any legend it is very easy to underrate a particular one and kind of just write them off as being very boring and very uninventive, and sometimes that can be the case and sometimes it cannot. And I actually weirdly had some fun actually playing with him for a couple of games, so maybe I'll spend a bit more time doing it. Right, but anyway, before I get into the main bulk of the content, do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. Right, let's get into the video. So yeah, so recently I did a video where I discussed about the least to most fun legends. Now, Crypto was not my highest legend by any means. He was somewhere in just below the middle, if I recall. Now, the thing was is that I got me thinking. You know, I had some feedback from various people, and you know, I suppose there's a lot of Crypto fans actually out there. Now, the one thing is that I don't take any influence from anybody. I like to try and sort of, you know, give these legends a bit of justice and say, well, maybe was I wrong? It makes me question it, and I sort of think, well, was I wrong? Is actually Crypto a bit better than I thought? Now, my biggest complaint with Crypto in regards to fun and usability and how I like to join him, especially in more casual matches. If I was playing ranked, Crypto actually is really good, but in casual matches, is he actually that fun to play? Now, the one thing is that I have to admit that there is a bit more depth to the character than I first imagined. Is he the best character in the game? Unfortunately not, but the recent buffs have made him a lot more viable and a lot more useful to the team. Now, the biggest thing that I've always complained about is that he doesn't suit my aggressive playstyle, because I'm the kind of person who plays Bloodhound, plays Mirage, plays Wraith sometimes, and even Octane, and all of them have something in common. They can push individually, you know, an individual enemy teammate or an enemy player, and of course, you know, it's much more enjoyable for me personally. Now, Crypto is someone that relies very heavily on his drone, as I've said before. Now, something that I always find that with anyone that relies on one particular thing, which would be the same as Watson and her fences or her pylon, I find that that playstyle isn't necessarily something that suits me. Now, I do realise it suits a lot of different players, and that's fine. Everyone's got their different things that they enjoy within the game. One person will enjoy Gibraltar, one person will enjoy Pathfinder, another, of course, Crypto. And that's the reason for it. So I thought, well, okay, I mean, I had a challenge that I needed to do anyway, which got me playing him. So, you know, this was not the actual arranged video that I was going to make, but some delays and things like that. And I thought, well, actually, this would be a really interesting video to get out. So when you're in the drone, you've got the flight mode. Now, this takes a bit of practice. I am not any expert with Crypto, so straight away, do not think I am. This is something where, you know, I'm flying around. The flight mode is not too bad. Obviously, you've got the different bars. You've got the amount of distance that you can cover before the radar kind of, or the sort of drone goes a bit crackly and you lose the picture, and you've got different things like recall and exit, and you can leave it up. Now, it does kind of like a Bloodhound scan, which, so interestingly enough, actually, because my friend Viper was doing and using Bloodhound as well, we actually had two characters that were able to scan, which wasn't bad. And that is a combo that maybe actually could be really good for things like duos, ranked matches even, could actually be quite interesting because you're getting lots of different sources of information. But with Crypto, you know, you can park the drone, of course, which the Crypto mains will know, and you've got then a kind of a constant scan, whereas Bloodhound is more temporary. Now, is he an aggressive kind of legend? Not really. But you could play him aggressively if you're that like style and if you know how to use him, and the EMPs is something that really comes down to it. Now, the good thing is that actually I baited this person out. This wasn't intentional, but the Bloodhound actually shot and destroyed the drone because, of course, they were worried about it, and it actually revealed their position before, of course, we were able to attack. So it was an easy down once you get the initial damage and things like that. And, of course, then Viper takes out the other player, which was a Caustic. And, of course, we win that particular fight. Now, one thing I do notice, and this is just a little side note, is, of course, that the Caustic's gas, be it an ultimate or a gas trap, is it just me, or when he's dead, shouldn't that just disappear? This lasts for absolutely ages. Yet again, I did do a video about Caustic. If you want to watch that, I'm going to link that one as well in the description, along with the most fun legends from least to most fun. Now, with Crypto, I think he is a legend that has a lot of hidden depths, more than I originally thought. I think he has got a bit of potential as long as you're using correctly. Now, as I said, I am no expert at the moment, and I find that, like any legend, when you try and pick up a new legend that you don't play much, it is much harder to kind of just be expert with them straight away. I understand the concepts of this legend, I understand what he can do, but there are little things that I'll forget, or have forgotten, which you'll kind of see later, especially some of the new buffs that he got quite recently. I think that's the main part. Now, of course, I mean, as you can sort of see, I've got a good weapons. I mean, the Prowler, Select Fire, and a Flatline, I honestly think is a really, really good weapon combo. Kind of, the Flatline has been one of my favourite weapons lately to use, and I found that really good, but the Prowler equally as good, if not better. So I mean, Crypto has got some depths in regards to scouting out with the drone. Now, the biggest thing is that if you can time the EMP correctly, and you can work with an organised team, this is where Crypto really comes into his strengths. But for me, I mean, one of the biggest things that this character is going to struggle at is coordinated teams. Now, if you're playing with your friends, this character is potentially really good. And ranked play would definitely be his absolute strength, but even in kind of casual matches, you could enjoy the character more if, of course, you're sort of like-minded, where you like to have a mixture of defense and attack, I suppose, using the drone, scouting out for your friends, telling them where enemies are, getting them to push, and then pushing with them at the same time. Once you know the location, keeping the drone kind of in the air, scouting out, then you are really, really in a good position, and you can definitely be very, very lethal as a combo. I know that there was a big thing about a Revenant, Wraith, and Crypto combo that in the end they kind of Respawn kind of nerfed a bit. But Crypto hasn't received any nerfs. He actually has the lowest usage in the game. Now, it got me to wondering, and this is through some discussions with some friends as well. Crypto is one of those characters that is hard to use. So, in a way, I kind of see him in a lot of respects to Mirage. Mirage is not an easy pick-up to play character that instantly is easy to use. Yes, you can grasp certain concepts, yes, you can do certain things, but Crypto's the same. He takes a bit of work. Now, it's whether you want to actually invest that time and kind of spend that time learning that particular character. I think the hardest thing with any legend outside of what you're already used to is taking the time to actually enjoy and try to play that particular one. It takes practice, it takes patience, it takes seeing his downsides, his upsides. Now, to me, Crypto is quite powerful in his drone. As long as he's away from any fight, he's very strong. His drone is very good for intel for your other team members, but if you're wanting to get kills as well, you've ideally got to have your ult. I would say that would definitely be very important, but if you haven't got your ults, then of course you want to be kind of looking out and keeping a scout out on things, and sometimes that can take you away from the fight. Now, one of the things, like I said, is because I'm an aggressive playstyle, I like to be involved in the fight directly. Sometimes that can get me killed, I would add, so it's not something that happens straight away or kind of is always the correct thing, and sometimes me holding back would have been the better choice. However, these are little things that, of course, you can learn over time. Now, something that I will comment on, and I can see straight away, I watched this clip back before, of course, making this video, and I literally went, and I didn't kind of think about it at the time. I had a couple of friends talking to me, and my focus wasn't 100% there, and this is just something that kind of made me go, oh, how stupid. So what I should have done is, of course, I had time to go into the drone and go and retrieve Viper's banner. And of course, this drone doesn't actually take damage from the storm, interestingly enough. So of course, it wouldn't have affected it, it wouldn't have damaged it, and I would have still had time to heal up. Maybe not fully, but I could have got into the circle, because it wasn't that far away anyway, and I could have fully then gone and healed. This would have brought my friend back into the fight, and of course there was actually a respawn beacon that I saw a little later that kind of was there, and I didn't have it. The banner. Now, straight away, it's just little things like that that make me go, right, okay, there's clearly some more depth to the character. I need to learn him. So it means that I should really try and play this character just a little bit more, maybe just a little bit every day. And I think this is kind of like a massive thing with any legend. When you sometimes stray away from what you're familiar with and what you're used to, sometimes some legends take a little bit more time, and Crypto and Mirage are kind of similar in that way. Mirage, is he the most aggressive legend ever? Probably not, but I play him aggressively because that's my playstyle. So it means, could Crypto be the same? Well, maybe to a degree. The only thing that I would say is that with Crypto, you haven't got the decoy escape, which I like having that get out of jail free card, and I also like to have the decoys just to confuse some players, depending on the level. If they're really good, they don't fall for it. But as you can see, I fly the drone over, I spot the things, and I actually managed to EMP them. but I was really too far away to kind of do it. So actually, it was a complete waste. The drone, when it's destroyed, does take a fair amount of time to return, so there is still a learning curve with him. But this is a work in progress, and it's something that actually was kind of interesting. I thought, well, you know, it's never bad to learn a new legend. I love the new costume that I've got for him, or the one that I got from a previous collection event, so it's all good in that way. But that's it for this particular video. So the real main point was just to say that actually Crypto was a little more fun than I expected, and of course I did enjoy actually playing with him a lot more. But I can still make mistakes, and I can still plenty to learn. So if you like the video, a like would really help me out, and if you want to consider subscribing, that would be amazing. But otherwise, remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. That is it for me from this particular video. I shall see you in the next one. You have a great rest of the evening, day or night. You take care. Cheers now. Bye.